Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as the entire market is consolidating. We'll also be discussing breaking news. Grayscale executives Barry Silbert and Mark Murphy quit the board of directors and have officially resigned. Max responded to this. Something wicked this way comes. I'll be sharing the latest conspiracy theories. We'll also be discussing spot Bitcoin ETF inflows could dwarf all 150 crypto ETPs today. And speaking of ETFs, Ethereum ETFs are pushed back to May, and the Bitcoin ETF approvals are set for this January, just a couple of weeks out. We're also going to be discussing the Bitcoin hash rate hitting a new peak. In fact, we just smashed like 420 or 500 quintillion exahashes per second. An insane number. It was actually 520 to be precise. And quoting Max Keiser, the implied hash adjusted price for Bitcoin is now over $400,000 per coin. I'll be breaking down the latest price predictions from Max Keiser, as well as a bonus prediction from Anthony Scaramucci. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Now, welcome, crypto fam. How was everyone's Christmas? Please do let me know. Shout out to everyone in that live chat. Will, Barack, Monsville, Evangelista. Good to see you guys. Yeah, let's go. 2 for 1. Welcome. What it do? One Glencoe. Welcome to the stream, family. I appreciate that. Barack Monfils just gifted a membership of MicroStrategy, which is a paid membership of the channel. One Glencoe. You have been blessed and gifted. So please show Barack some love. Buy that dip. That's right. We have the opportunity many of you have been praying for. Please take a dip before these ETFs launch. Here you go. 42,000. Be careful what you wish for, but take advantage of it and actually buy the dip. What up, Raul? How many of you are buying the dip right now? Put BTFD in those comments. Andy Surfer in the building. Pharrell Fox from Mississippi. What it do, fam? Let's get us some good news. You got that right. And we typically pump when I go live, so we shall see. Megadon, one Bitcoin will always be one BTC. Amen. Forever. Always and forever. It's going up forever, Laura. What up, my brother? What up, bud? Conklin, thanks for tuning in, family. Crypto Color Lights Tech, welcome. What up, my boy? My boy Blue. What it do? Good to see you guys. Sea-Dog from the UK. Thanks for tuning in, family. Huddle Mike, Merry Christmas as well. How was everyone's Christmas holiday? Please do let me know. Matt says BTFD, music to my ears. AI, Reations, welcome. Yeah, shout out to the mods as well. Always doing a fantastic job. We got Digital Dankness, we got Coin Father, and the rest of the crew. Fairground Fun Fairs. Hey guys, watching from Cornwall, England. Shout out to England. Just bought some more. Love it. Abel Gonzalez, congratulations, stacking the stats. Buy all the dip. Buffalo and guacamole bean dip at the grocery store. Right on. You got to do what you got to do. Run for president? No, thank you. I'm too smart to ever do that. I value my life and my soul, to say the least. What up, bro? What up, Cryptolution? Appreciate you, fam. BTFD and smash that like button. Amen. BTFD says, Sea-Dog, what up, fam? Shout out to Earl Harris. How you been, brother? How was your Christmas? About 2 weeks from likely Bitcoin spot ETF approval. That's right, chill. They still give it a 90% chance of approval. There's ongoing meetings behind closed doors occurring with the largest asset managers and the SEC. So it's a coming. What up, Corey? So ready for 2024 and what crypto holds for the future, both for the tech and the money. But being honest, more for the money. Hey, keeping it 100. Shout out to Corey. We appreciate you. Yeah, Sol has been correcting big time, but it also just went on a big tear. It's up tremendously on the month. 100,000 party in Puerto Rico. Send it. You're saying by May 19th. I hope you're right. I hope to see this 100K fiesta occur before, I mean, sometime in you're saying ultimately the second quarter of next year. OG Back Road in the building. Good to see you, family. A Bates, Merry Christmas, fam. J Bravo, BTC equals buy, buy, buy. Yes, precisely. You got that right. What up, Casey? What it do? 100K party? Chill. Send it. Can't wait. I mean, what month do you guys think we'll likely hit this 100K target? Let me know. Haas Cartwright buying more Solana. Word up. I think Solana right now is down 12.5% on the day at 107 right now. Yesterday it touched actually 120. Wow, right? Dextrom 100 to 400,000 will be the market top. pretty much in the ballpark of my expectations as well. So we're right in the same alignment there. I'm projecting anywhere from 200 to 500,000 as the cycle peak between 2024 and 2025. Let me know your thoughts, fam. Anyone else feel that there's too much back and forth with the chat? No. I think people enjoy the chat. That's why I'm chatting right now. 100K November 2024. How about 100X party? Hey, if you think the chat is too much, I have an idea for you. I have a version of the show, which is the edited version of the live. We premiere it every evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I remove all the Q&A and the back and forth, and it's just pure content. So if you only are here for the content, you don't care about the interaction, just join the live stream in the evening, the premiere. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern. But during the live show, we like to interact. That's what makes the show so fun, and I appreciate you guys for the interaction. Merry Christmas. I love you guys in the community. Great work, JB. Thank you, David. Appreciate that as well. Shout out to Crypto Kiwi and all the Kiwis out there tuning in, all my Aussies as well. I bought 0.14 Bitcoin this morning. Congratulations, Inspector 8. Love that. Thanks for the crypto news chat. You're very welcome. It gives us the ability to, connect and communicate with one another. We also have a Discord, which is free to join. It's discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. You can connect with the crypto fam. Before February, for sure, 100,000. I love it, bud. You're speaking my language. Let's go. Barack, stop that. We love the chat. It makes the show fun. Amen. And you guys also get all of your comments on the screen, which makes it that much more cool as well, right? I'm loving it. Bitcoin Maximus, I hope your hash rate is high. I hope everyone's hash rate is high for that sake. Bitcoin continues breaking out at new all-time high hash rates. We just eclipsed 520 quintillion exahashes per second on Christmas Day. Max says that ultimately means the Bitcoin price is going to hit 400,000 per coin, as the hash rate is a lagging indicator to the Bitcoin price, which we'll be discussing later in the show. Love the chat. Very smart people here. Amen, Mr. Herrera. I second that. Like the chat. Different from the other shows. That's what's up. Lax Guy. I try to read out as many comments out loud as I possibly can. You know what I mean? I try not to leave anyone behind. Let go 200,000 in after the ETF approval. Send it. Your chat is great, and how is interactive? JV does a great job responding back. I appreciate the feedback, Mr. Zero. Chris Minka, JV got solutions. Complaining without solutions is just childish. There you go. Oh my freaking God. Can anyone please tell me what is going on? Sorry, never heard of that particular altcoin family, but be careful. A lot of these alts are destined to be wrecked. You guys already know. You know what I mean? JV, what crypto exchange do Puerto Rico have? Any place that United States uses for the exchange, actually, you can use in Puerto Rico, as Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. You don't even need a passport to travel here. So Coinbase being the largest exchange in the world, I'd say a lot of people in Puerto Rico use Coinbase, but you can use any option, any place they use. Kraken is a viable option with low fees. The Cash App, you have Swan. So you have a lot of ways to purchase Bitcoin or trade. Any of the major exchanges work. The hash rate is almost as high as the federal debt. Right on, Thomas. Hello, JV. How's it going? Merry Christmas, George. Appreciate you tuning in. It's the chat which makes this podcast the best on YouTube. Cheers to that. With my capucha. I appreciate your family. Any idea how long this Bitcoin dip will last? Probably not long. If you look at since BlackRock made the announcement of submitting their ETF applications to the SEC, every dip has been very short-lived. So by the end of the day, we may no longer be in a dip. We may be back in the green. That's how short I expect this dip. What about you guys? What do you think? Let me know. It'll last 3 days, says Florgon. I mean, it's the end of the year as well, so it'll be interesting to see where we get the yearly close candle for 2023. It's already December 26th, so again, only a few more days left of the year. We'll see if we can end strong. The current local top for the year is just shy of 45,000. I think it's like 44,750. Did you see this coin be rolling? No, sorry, never heard of this coin either, family. If I did, I'd let you know. It's a dip of a dip. I agree. Chris, any of the members of the chat actually know why they're doing, unlike most podcasts? Oh, we know what we're doing. Hell yeah. Hey guys, love the channel. Love the crypto news on the TV. What's your take on the way Solana drop? I think who was just sharing some insights with me a little earlier, they were saying because a lot of the whales were dumping their Solana on Binance, and that caused the Binance price action to soar over 11% today, and that's why Solana is dumping. That's the word on the crypto streets. Let me know if you guys can confirm that. Wager says, yesterday you screaming Bitcoin go up. Now what? Hey, I'm screaming Bitcoin goes up every day since I started the podcast because I have a long-term perspective. I never said every day Bitcoin is guaranteed to go up. I say have a long-term perspective, and over the long term, every single Bitcoin hodler who has hodled their Bitcoin for 4 years or longer is in the green. So stick to that. Don't worry about the short-term fluctuations if you're in this for the long haul. If you're a day trader, different story. I'm not a day trader, so I'll keep it 100 with you. I'm in this baby for the long haul. FTX is like 16% of the Solana supply. Oh, snap. JV, that hat is awesome. Thank you for that, Matt. Last year it was negative 2% to 2%, but I believe it is going to get stronger as we get closer to the, oh yeah, halving is only 4 months out, family. April, send it. Let's go. Everyone's waiting for the first week of the January now. It's getting exciting. Even if the ETF gets rejected, we just buy more. Amen. Hodling for the bigger dip. I want more. Hit the like. It's not that hard. It's free to do so. Thanks for the reminder, Earl. Jaws says it all manipulates by different exchanges by bots where you think is dropping all the major coins during the holiday. It's just grab some liquidity. Good point. Shout out to the HODL gang. I appreciate you tuning in, Mr. X, Jashesh. Abel, government debt. Oh my God. Is that 35 trillion? It's hard to even read the number. That represents, what is that? 1.6 million of Bitcoin as security. Send it, 1.6 milli. Let's go. Carlos, welcome. Jeff Rhodes, welcome. What it do, Maximus? Full moon has this effect on the markets. Everything has dropped today. Solana's, yeah, everything minus BNB. BNB is pumping because everyone's dumping Solana on Binance, apparently. When Solana network eventually goes down again, it's going to drive the price lower. Solana is just another pump and dump. You watch, says Maximus. But anyways, fam, let's kick it off. If you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, be sure to smash the like and the bell icon as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Welcome, everyone. This is pod episode number 1503. I'm your host, JV, and today is December 26th, 2023. Let me know how your Christmas holiday was, and hopefully you were able to celebrate it with us on the channel as we had a late night stream last night, which was pretty lit. But anyways, fam, without further ado, let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. You should be able to see Coin 360 on your screen. It shows Bitcoin down 3% on the day, trading just above 42,300. Solana had a big pullback, down 11.5%, trading just under $108. ETH down 2.5%, trading back under $2,300. AVAX down 9%, and BNB, the only gainer at as far as the top cryptos are concerned, up 11% on the day. I hear that's because people were dumping Solana on the Binance exchange, driving BNB's price up. And to get a more broader perspective over the past 30 days, let's check out the markets. Bitcoin is still up 12% on the month. Ether up less than 7%. Solana still up 83%. BNB up 26%. Cardano up 50%. AVAX up over 100%. Really, the only top coin that didn't move this past month is XRP, still in the red. Unbelievable. Now, checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're currently sitting at a 1.65 trillion market cap with 72.5 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance on the decline, now at 50.3%. Ether dominance, also interestingly enough, on the decline as the alts continue to pump, which ultimately means people are taking out of their Bitcoin and purchasing more alts because the alts have been pretty lit, I would say, for the past month. In fact, we'll check out crypto bubbles next, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But anyways, here's the top gainers for the past 24 hours. We have SEI up 26%, Pancake Swap up 21%, and Mina/Mina, whatever, however you pronounce that, up 14%, followed by BNB and Render. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Let me know in the comments below. And checking out the crypto bubbles on the day, only a handful in the green, as we mentioned earlier. And zooming out on the month, still virtually every major top 100 altcoin killing it. You have Sats up 435%, which is a meme coin that came out of nowhere. It's already within the top 50 cryptos of the world, and I didn't even know it existed a few weeks ago. Ordi is also up over 200%. Beam is up almost 100%. Excuse me. Injective is up 130%, HNT 156%, Osmo 149%, Woo almost 90%, SEI 123%, Bonk 276%, Stacks 134%, BitTorrent 145%, ICP 94%, Celestia 122%. Just massive overall gainers. That's why I say it seems like we've been having a alt season here, and that explains why the Bitcoin dominance and the Ether dominance are currently on the decline. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're currently rated a 71 greed. Yesterday, 73. Last week, a 73. And last month, a 73. So there you have it. Family, let me know how many of you are currently bullish on the King crypto, and how do you feel we're likely to end this month of December and finish out 2023? Do you think the high is already in at 44,750 for the year, or do you think we're going to break that here this week? Let me know your thoughts. I'll read as many comments out loud as I can, and let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I forgot to ask earlier. Nipsey's so cute. Thank you, Casey. Yeah, Nipsey's always under the blanket, chilling like a villain. Exactly, says Inspector. Right on. STX, let's go. JK, Stacks. Without patience, you always lose. More patient people will always just wait for you to quit. Amen. Patience is the name of this game. If you have sage-like patience, you're going to be a winner in crypto. Bob, very bullish on Bitcoin. Love to hear that, Bob. I would not be surprised if profits taken is out into Bitcoin and ETH. Right on. Chris, alt season, are people riding the coattails of Bitcoin? Pretty much. Stream is clean and clear. Thank you, Jaws. Mic check is good. Love it. Think we will go to 50,000 this week? I hope you're right, Bob. I think once we can break past 45, that's the next logical, major psychological resistance. And I think once we break 50, whether it's this end of the month or end of the year or in January after the ETFs, I think we're going to soar right on to new all-time highs. Because once we hit 50, we're only 19,000 away from recapturing price discovery mode. That's when the markets get lit like a mofo. I personally cannot wait for price discovery in 2024. What are your thoughts? I hear ya. Loud and clear. Thank you, Casey. Great stream. Loud and clear. Thank you, Jennifer. Welcome to the stream. Solana is Qualcomm Inc. That's why they are selling their phones with Snapdragon processors. Good to note. I know nothing about that, Inspector, so thank you. Bitcoin is the only layer 1. Everything else is a layer 2. A good perspective there. David, welcome, Mr. Arnold. They are all on the elevator going up. SEI, Neon, EVM, Ordi, Bit&Soar, and Orca. Thanks for sharing your top picks there. Ian says, Manchester in the house. Biddy, looking to take it to the air. Send those biddies to the moon, will ya? Appreciate you tuning in, Ian. What it do? We're still on support. Good point, Will. We're still holding 42. Let's see if it holds. 45.8 by end of year predicts Corona free. We soon shall see. Leonardo, your dog sleeps like a king. You already know. He is a king. What sounds do you have on your soundboard? Play a rare one. One of my favorites I play. I got to be careful though, because I use this mostly for Rumble because, you know, it's I can really play anything I want there. But on YouTube, I got to be selective with what I play for obvious reasons. But one of my favorite clips I often play is Michael Saylor chiming in.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. Yeah,
so yeah, we have a lot of clips we like to play from time to time. We appreciate it. That's the classic Michael Saylor. There is no second best. You know what I mean? Buy more, says Jerson. Amen. I hear Mt. Gox started selling off. Well, I think the government confiscated that stash. So is it the government selling it? Let me know. So now you know, Yuckfu. Nice username, by the way. There is no second best. Shout out Casey Gates, just gifted 5 paid memberships to the channel at the MicroStrategy level. So congratulations, everyone who just got blessed, which includes 8 Point, Josh X, Misha Wright, Brent L, A Bates. Congratulations to all of you. You've just been gifted a free membership. So please show Casey Gates some love in that live chat. We have the most giving community. And that's what makes our channel, and that's what makes this community so special. I truly do believe that. So congratulations to the entire fam that just got blessed with memberships. You're going to notice a badge next to your name, which is currently a blue star. And every month the color changes. So we'll see who is the most dedicated here to the channel. Appreciate all that support. What up, Jerson? Gift me, my man. Love the channel. I think it's random. I don't even think people have the opportunity to choose. I think it just randomly selects people in the chat. So just make sure you're active in the chat and you may get blessed next. You never know. Congrats to all the new members. I support JV, says Herrera. Appreciate that. That AI Michael Saylor advertisement, YouTube is messed up. Too much scammers. Careful. Exactly. I was on X checking out Max Keiser's timeline earlier, and I kept getting hit with the Brad Garlinghouse AI scam. And it's Brad Garlinghouse announcing an airdrop and ultimately trying to get you to send your XRP to him and he'll double it. These scams are very dominant right now across all of social media. So be careful. There's a lot of fakes out there. No one in their right mind is ever going to double your crypto you send them. They're always scams 100% of the time. So be careful. You're watching the stream on Christmas. I appreciate that. Oh, it's your Christmas present. Much love for that, Cartwright. I feel humbled. What up? Buy the dip. Don't trip. Love it. Motive. Good feedback there. Hey, buddy. This token shouldn't be missed. You're saying RDGX. It's not just about investment. It's about revolutionize the way that healthcare data is managed. Check it out. Thanks for sharing, Lucia Morgan. Appreciate that. Checking out my badge. I love it. Those badges are sexy. We now have like roughly 350 members of the channel, and we just launched memberships less than 3 weeks ago. As you can see, virtually everyone commenting is a member. So if you're not a member, you know what to do. Join as a member. You can join for as little as, I think, $2.99 a month. Help support the channel. We appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that, says Jasesh to Casey. May you receive 100-fold back. Amen. If you're gaining value, smash the like. We appreciate the likes, the subs, all that good stuff. It helps with the algorithm, so thank you. But without further ado, we have so much to cover. So now let's kick it with our Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. Here we go. The headline reads, Bitcoin price dips to 42.2 as Solana comes off 20-month highs. That's right. Solana tapped, I think, 120 yesterday. Bitcoin took a fresh step down December 26th as analysis blamed seasonal trends for the Bitcoin price weakness. Here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Data from Cointelegraph and TradingView showed Bitcoin hitting 42.2, down 2% on the day. Its lowest in about a week. Neither a Santa rally nor a holiday surprise greeted Bitcoin bulls over Christmas and ahead of the Wall Street return. Crypto markets continue to struggle. Commenting on the recent Bitcoin price moves, Trading Resource material indicators argue that the final days of this year were bound to create problems, quoting the analysts here. Year-end profit taking and tax loss harvesting are going to strengthen the headwind for the Bitcoin bulls. Watching to see if they can reclaim the 21-day moving average before tonight's candle close, referring to the daily candle close. And here you're looking at the Bitcoin one-day chart with the 21 moving average. Now, material indicators reference the 21-day simple moving average, which at the time of this article stood at 43,100, which is around $400 above the spot price. And earlier we had co-founder Keith Allen stressing the significance of the 21-day trend line as support in the recent months. Quoting Keith Allen, here's woke up to sub 43,000 BTC. The 21-day moving average has served as technical support for Bitcoin since mid-October. It is worth noting that we saw this key level breached December 17th. The bulls need to reclaim it to keep the rally going. In a printout of the Bitcoin order book, liquidity on the largest global exchange, Binance, did little to lift the mood. This showing bids at 37,000 and lower, increasing through the second half of December. And continuing on order book trends, we had Scoo likewise suggest that the market participants were preparing for further downside. Quoting him here, looks more like shorts positioning for a break lower, in which these shorts will want to see continued spot selling, else they will be forced to cover around 43,000. And he also mentions here the Bitcoin Binance Bybit open interest and Delta open interest had already been stacked back on here with tight price compression, which often leads to volatility. Now let's discuss Solana retaining the lion's share of the major gains. In contrast to Bitcoin and the largest altcoin, Ethereum, both Binance Coin and Solana continue to put in impressive weekly performance. I mean, yeah, Solana's probably one of the top gainers of the top cryptos in the past month. And today we're seeing pretty significant BNB price resurgence, and I think this is because many of the people dumping the whales, that is, dumping their Solana now that they have gained massive gains, hence driving the price up of BNB. And for crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Pop, he shared the following. Retest took place and found sufficient amount of support, which means that Q1 is likely bringing a 2x on the altcoin market capitulation. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analysts. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Where do you feel the end of December will likely to take us as far as price action is concerned? Please do let me know. And yes, happy HODL days. I'll make my own star. There you go, Herrera. We're all stars in my book. Lucia, what would be the best token to buy at the moment? Bitcoin. Let's see what Michael Saylor has to say.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
Amen.
Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time.
Yeah, so clearly Bitcoin. They're driving the price lower because they want to buy more HODL. Yes, the major institutions could be doing that right now, colluding with the regulators, the market makers. Who knows? I always say expect the unexpected. I'll be getting my new bank card soon, and I'll get it blocked again after giving away gifted subs. Oh, that sucks. So they literally block your bank card after you bless people with subs. Unbelievable. Lack Sky, love Sailor. I mean, who doesn't love Sailor? Welcome, A. Bates. I appreciate the feedback, saying it's the best channel on YouTube. Salute, fam. Let's freaking go, BTC. Amen. Wait, more investment advice from Michael Saylor? Let's hear what he has to say.
And figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin.
Wow, he's saying to mortgage your house and go buy some Bitcoin. Wow. This is the founder of MicroStrategy talking, the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. And I hear they're now roughly $2 billion in profit and in the green on their Bitcoin stash. They currently hold over 174,000 BTC on the balance sheet, which is a pretty big deal. You should make at least one whole Bitcoin and be around then one crypto or cycle before you gamble into the alts. Good advice coming from Chris. I agree with that. Focus on getting one Bitcoin. But I think the biggest argument is going to be, I can't afford the Bitcoin, because the average person is living paycheck to paycheck. So their thinking is, I'll just gamble on the altcoins and hopefully I get 1,000x on my investment and then I move that into Bitcoin. But the majority of you, the opposite is going to occur. You're going to end up getting wrecked on one of your 10,000 altcoins. Bitcoin's going to moon, and then you'll be biting your tongue like crap. But I understand. I understand. Love the Sailor takes. Play it more often, fam.
And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
There you go. Shout out Sailor. We buy memberships because you are the number podcast host for Bitcoin. Plus, we get to hang out in the chat with the good people. Amen, bud. And I appreciate that. I realize that's what you guys love about the stream. You notice I extended the show tremendously. Initially, when I launched the podcast, they were 20-minute episodes. Then they expanded 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Christmas Day last night, we did a 2-hour stream. Why? People love it. You know what I mean? I just want to give you guys what you want at the end of the day. Bob says, I own 1.3 Bitcoin and not selling. Well, congratulations. Hopefully, you should, in the future, just tell people you lost that 1.3 Bitcoin in a boating accident instead of proclaiming how much you have. Just a little advice for you in the future, family, because who knows? In a few years, one Bitcoin could be worth $1 million. So you got to be careful out there. There's a lot of bad people on this planet. I always take investment advice from a man with a yacht, says Thomas. Amen. Already mortgaged the house and rented it out. Going to lever the van next. Right on 2 for 1. iFriend became a multimillionaire buying Tesla at 14 bucks. His motto was even to buy small amounts. He is a plumber. We're right on. All good, dirty, better late than never. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream. People always buy the tops on the alts and get caught with the dead cat bounce. Exactly, Will. That's very accurate. You can buy much more Bitcoin than you think if you don't waste your capital and gamble. Exactly. Also, you can get paid in Bitcoin. If you're working for an employer, you can get paid in Bitcoin using an app like Strike or OpenNode. If you're running a business, same concept. You could actually get paid in Bitcoin, meaning a customer can still use their credit card or debit card however they would normally pay you, and you can get that converted automatically through one of those apps into Bitcoin. So you can actually work for Bitcoin, which is the future. Why are we working for dollars? Dollars suck. They don't retain value. They lose value. Saylor described as a melting ice cube. So why not just work for Bitcoin? You know what I mean? Get paid in Bitcoin. It's the future. Yes, I lost all my Bitcoin in a plane accident. Casey. YouTube is acting up today. Going to Rumble. All good, Jennifer. We're streaming live on Rumble as well as YouTube right now. I have a 20-year-old car and a greedy cat. Gonna sell them both and get Bitcoin. Oh, snap. Garfield. I mortgaged my house and my grandma's house. We're living in a van for now, says Giovanni. I don't know if you're serious about that, but if you are, much respect. Hodl. I keep my stack quiet just in case we rocket to the moon. I think it's just smart. Majin saying, you know what I mean? When Alex Jones asked Max Keiser, Max, I know you're sitting on over 1 million Bitcoin. Max said, I lost all that Bitcoin in a boating accident. There you go. What up, George? What up, Squirrel Bait? What it do? Joey, welcome. USD has lost over 90% of the purchasing power since the 60s. Yeah, and it'll be continuing to lose money. It'll all go to zero against Bitcoin. After the ETF approval, we'll see a bull market like never. Amen. Spot ETF in the air. Yes, 2 weeks out. Let's go. My grandpa told us to save your dollars and buy them or bury them in the backyard. That's a bad idea. Yeah, I think people like, what's his name? Escobar had to do that. They're still finding money buried from Mr. Pablo. When's the most interesting man in the world goes? He takes it with him. Bitcoin, my friends. That's what's up. Good stuff. But anyways, let's kick it with our next story of the day. This is the latest with Barry Silbert, the CEO and founder of Genesis, which is the parent company of Grayscale, which owns the GBTC product, which is the largest hodler of Bitcoin on the planet. They currently hold over 620,000 BTC. So red alert, Barry Silbert officially stepped down and resigned right before the ETF launch. What's going on? Let's see if we can read between the lines, because Max is kind of blowing the whistle here. In fact, he just tweeted something wicked. This way comes, referring to Barry Silbert resigning as Grayscale chairman. This was baked in the cake. So what's going on behind closed doors? Let's discuss it. Crypto investment firm Grayscale, the operator of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, announced the board resignations of prominent executives. We have Barry Silbert, founder and CEO of Digital Currency Group, DCG, the parent company of Grayscale, resigning from Grayscale's board of directors. The firm officially announced this today, December 26th, in its 8K filing with the US SEC. And according to the filing, DCG president Mark Murphy has also announced his resignation from the Grayscale board, which makes it that much more interesting. Both resignations are effective January 1st, so it gives them a few more days, with new members Mark Schiff and Matthew Kummel and Edward McKee joining the board. Quoting them here, effective January 1st, 2024, the board consists of Mr. Schiff, Mr. Kummel, and Michael Sonnenschein, and Mr. McGee. Oh, what a cool name, Mr. McGee. He also retains the authority granted to them as officers under the limited liability company agreement of the sponsor. Grayscale is one of the 14 firms that have filed with the SEC for their spot Bitcoin ETF and has been actively engaged in discussions with the regulators regarding its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, one of the largest crypto investment firms in the world. No, I believe the largest. Grayscale has been working hard to launch its spot Bitcoin ETF, winning a lawsuit against the SEC for Bitcoin ETF review back in August of 2023. However, it remains to be seen what the latest board changes would imply specifically for Grayscale. Some online commentators have linked the resignations to possible approvals of Grayscale's spot Bitcoin ETF, quoting BitGrow Lab here. I guess Bitcoin ETF is a done deal now. However, I have to say, the SEC is busy stuffing crypto industry with ex-Goldman guys. So it's like they're replacing everyone who are the big heads of crypto, kind of like CZ got replaced. He had to step down and ultimately resign as the CEO of the largest crypto exchange in the world. Then they just replace him with a World Economic Forum member. So maybe something similar going on. They're replacing the top heads in suits with people who are ultimately Goldman guys, as they put it. We know also the chairman of the SEC is also a Goldman guy. That's how he became wealthy. We're talking about Mr. Gensler, currently worth over $100 million. So breaking, Barry Silbert resigns from the board of Grayscale Investments, and here's the official announcement which was signed. Is this a sign of a Bitcoin ETF? What are your thoughts, fam? Let me know. And according to the Grayscale 8K filing. The company's new chairman, Schiff, almost sounds like Peter Schiff, too close, is a 64-year-old financial expert with a significant background in finance and banking, currently the chief financial officer of DCG. And before joining DCG, Schiff served as the CFO of the cloud-based solutions firm Billtrust and as the CEO of Green Dot, a mobile banking platform. He also led teams at JPMorgan Chase and Goldman Sachs. Well, red alert, there you have it. It is someone from Goldman Sachs. They weren't exaggerating. Now, anyone from JPMorgan or Goldman Sachs, in my humble opinion, cannot be trusted. What are your thoughts? Specializing in mergers and acquisitions, advisory and tax asset investments. So there you have it. And what are your thoughts with Max Keiser here blowing the whistle? And in fact, we're going to dive a little deeper down that rabbit hole a little later on in the show. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and I'll read some more comments out loud. It's the processor, says Inspector Ape. Profit taker, please refrain. Oh, glad to have hit the hardest what? Welcome, and everyone just joining us. That's bullish news, says George. Yeah, it seems everyone's being replaced in crypto and replaced with people from Goldman Sachs. I think that is quite alarming in my opinion, but what are your thoughts? Versi says, when I think about Bitcoin, I get moist. Love that. They are all terrible. Yeah, tell me about it. Was Silbert bought out or forced out? That's a good question too, for one. We'll leave that up for speculation, but I think something clearly is going on. I mean, for two of them to just step down and resign right before the ETF gets approved. So maybe they have some sort of deal with the regulators that we're going to step down and put some Goldman guys in here that play our ball game. And yeah, everything will be cool. We'll get the approval. Who knows? You can't really trust them. Bitcoin because F banks and the bankers. Amen, Trini. Green, I really enjoy your show, sir. You bring hope to the poverty-stricken life and smiles too. Appreciate that, Green. Planist, much love, family. Lots and lots of, what is that, money? Last bull run. Rug pull on the end says non-disclosure. Forced down. The price of silver should be much higher. Well, we know precious metals are always going to be manipulated because they use derivatives to manipulate those markets. Stockboy, thanks for subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In fact, JPMorgan Chase, Jamie Dimon being the CEO of that company, they've paid over $38 billion frickin' dollars in fines for manipulating markets and money laundering. So they get away with it. They just get the slap on the wrist and pay the fines. But if you or I were to money launder, you'd be in jail, like Sam Bankman-Fried. SEI is a Goldman Sachs coin. Good to note that, David Arnold. After the approval, they will come back is my guess. That'd be interesting. What up, K-Jam? What it do? What up? Smash the likes. Thank you for that, Dirty Bird. It is free to smash the like, and it's the greatest way to support the show and get more eyeballs on the channel. We appreciate that. Bitcoin replaced by a fee. TradeFi has replaced by the lizard people. I feel you, dog. Can't wait for 2024. A lot of Bitcoin drama coming. Following Bitcoin has more fun than any of the Netflix series. Amen. Netflix sucks. Netflix is programming. I don't want to be programmed by three-letter organizations that don't have our best interest at mind. You know what I'm saying? You don't look like a Maxi Keiser. Well, I'm not Max Keiser. I'm JV. So I shouldn't look the same. Are there any strip clubs where strippers strip for Bitcoin? Oh my God, what kind of question is that, Barry? I'm sure the smart strippers would, but I would imagine most strippers aren't smart and they'd prefer your fiat, in my humble opinion. The prison system is so huge, the economy is like its own around prison system. That's right, and it's owned by private business. It's big business. It's private as well, which is scary. The United States prison rates are like unprecedented, unlike any other country in the world. The highest. They're trying to put everyone in prison. It's insane. What's your full name? I'll never reveal. If you want to see my full name, go to iTunes or Spotify because on there it shows you my full name, but I'll never reveal it on YouTube. Strip coin, you guys are funny. ADA has a stripper coin. Are you guys being for real? D-Trump dance for that fiat. That's what I know for sure. Where do you guys insert your ledger? Land of the free, so they say, Joey. Strippers in Miami take Bitcoin. Oh, nice. Well, Miami is like a Bitcoin hub, so that would make sense. Even what's his name? The mayor, I think his name is Francis Suarez. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he also gets paid his salary in Bitcoin. Prisons are a business. Big private business. Facts. What up, bud? Man, one half off the table dances till the halving. Prisons are big business in America. Amen. Huge. 91-year-old mom visiting with me now. Can't be here the whole time. Do your thing relaxing, and shout out to your 91-year-old mom. God bless. The best channel, says Jay Bella. Appreciate that. JV, living in Puerto Rico. Do you speak Spanish? I wish I could speak Spanish, but the truth is, I don't. Yeah. Why are we so wet? Because I just lost all my Bitcoin in a boating accident. That's a good one. When he goes to the strip club, the strippers pay him in Bitcoin. There you go. Every inmate, 50,000 from the government to private companies. And how many inmates? There are 2 million. So calculate 50,000 times 2 million. Good Lord. I know it's a big business. I know it's shady. And that's all we need to know. I think they need to free all the prisoners who have gotten locked up on false charges as well. You'd be surprised how many people serve murder sentences and they weren't even involved in the murder, but they were framed by dirty or corrupt police officers. You know, they plant drugs in their vehicles. A lot of shadiness occurs. You already know, fam. JV, aka the boating accident. Right. The dog ate my Bitcoin. Yep, Nipsey ate it. I love that wizard comment. Right on, Arnold. But anyways, let's dive into our next story of the day. We still got a lot to cover. Keep the comments flowing. I appreciate the interaction, family. Here we go. What's the next story? We discussed Barry Silbert resigning. Next, let's discuss spot Bitcoin ETFs. And yes, Merry belated Christmas. Feliz Navidad. I think Kwanzaa is officially today. Correct me if I'm wrong. And also Hanukkah. So we're all celebrating this holiday season together. Let's break down the latest with the spot ETFs. The headline reads, spot Bitcoin ETF inflows could dwarf all 150 crypto ETPs. Today, an ETP being exchange traded products. Now, the US approved spot Bitcoin ETF funds could end up dwarfing the entire 50 billion crypto-related ETF market of today. According to new data from the BitMEX research, the current global market for the crypto exchange traded products includes approximately 150 products totaling 50 billion in assets under management, as BitMEX announced here. Now, the list includes spot and future funds and typically track the performance of Bitcoin and Ethereum. The largest ETP on the list is Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, which is currently attempting to be converted into the spot Bitcoin ETF product. Now, market commentators believe the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF, widely pegged to be approved by the SEC as early as January 10th. Let me know if you think we'll likely get that approval by then. Could eventually double the amount of money invested into crypto ETPs. I say we more than double. I'm talking about like going crazy here, because just the top asset managers, if you really fathom how much wealth they have, it's like close to 30 trillion. So let that sink in. December 14th, crypto investment fund Bitwise predicted that spot Bitcoin ETFs would be the most successful ETF product ever launched. I agree with that. Let me know if you agree. Expecting them to capture some 72 billion worth of assets under management within the next 5 years. Personally, I think that's extremely conservative. I'm anticipating trillions entering the market. Let me know your thoughts. Now, offering a more sober outlook, global fund manager Van Eck estimates that roughly 2.4 billion would flow into the spot Bitcoin products in the first quarter of 2024. And while a spot Bitcoin ETF has never been approved in the US, such a product is far from a brand new development in the global context. Several countries, including Canada, Australia, and Germany, already allow investors to buy shares in their spot Bitcoin ETFs. So, United States, Mr. Kessler, what's up, dog? The optimism around spot Bitcoin ETF reflects the wider trend of institutional investment in crypto investment products over the past few months. December 21st, that was a few days ago, a report from ETF research firm ETFGI revealed that crypto ETFs listed across the globe have attracted year-to-date net inflows of $1.6 billion, with $1.31 billion of that sum being added in November alone. This total investment is nearly double the $750 million net inflows into crypto ETPs in the year 2022. And here you can see in the chart, $1.3 billion added to the crypto ETFs in November alone. And of the 150 crypto funds, the top 20 ETFs attracted the largest volume of investment, with a total of $1.3 billion flowing into them over the course of this year. Now, the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, BITO, launched during a crypto bull market back in October of 2021, and it was in November where we hit the all-time high of 69,000 and a market cap all-time high of over 3 trillion, witnessing the largest individual inflows, capturing an additional $278 million in 2023. So there you have it. I'd love to know your thoughts. How many of you think we do get that green light from the SEC before January 10th? And do you think it'll be a basket of multiple ETFs being ultimately accepted at the same time? Or do you think they'll give a first mover's advantage to a handful of those 13? Let me know your thoughts. The market cap is a reflection of the total value on available BTC. Also, we got to consider a lot of the market cap is in stables. So if we remove the stable coins from those statistics on CoinMarketCap, the real Bitcoin dominance is tremendously higher than what we see. You know what I mean? Keep that in mind as well. Appreciate that. KC market cap supply equals price, says Earth. 400,000 Bitcoin coming soon to a network near you. Send it, Earl. 2024 is going to be a great year. Hell of a year. Amen. Shout out to 510. I appreciate the love in the chat. I love the show. This is why I love the show. Everyone gets involved. All the peeps here are awesome, and you guys keep everyone talking. I love it because it gives me stuff to talk about as well. It'd be boring and static if I only read the news. I'm just keeping it real because I did that before and it wasn't as fun. I have a lot more fun time with a live show, so I'm glad we record live every day. Ahmed Osman, welcome to #1 Daily Pod. Appreciate it. Halving is my goal, not the ETFs. Well, stick around. Halving set to take place sometime in April, probably mid-April. So yeah, that's 3.5 months out. Send it. I can't wait. We know the Bitcoin price will go parabolic this cycle. Will it be a super cycle? Good question. In 2025, rates will continue to drop and there will be a Bitcoin super cycle, predicts 2 for 1. How many agrees with that sentiment? Do let us know. And thanks for everyone subbing and smashing the likes. We appreciate it, family. Casey, what it do? Welcome, family. Rocket ship to the moon. BlackRock says, told you Hex and Trump. Isn't Hex down like 90+% this year against Bitcoin? Let me know. Total market cap of all cryptos. Sorry, I thought I was only talking about BTC. My bad. You are doing good, dude. Talking everything together. Thank you. Appreciate it. I panic. Not sinking, fatal, except iron. I don't know what you mean by that, but interpret more inmates needed in prison. I understand what you're saying there. It's sad, but that's the reality we live in. Club JV is a fun place to be. Amen. ETF is bigger than the halving. I guess that's debatable. But the reality is, even without the ETF, if we didn't have the institutions, Bitcoin's still going north of 100,000 in the cycle. So there's no way we don't. You know what I mean? I think the ETF adds icing to the cake or fuel to the fire. It just allows us to have that much more bullishness this cycle. So maybe instead of a humble 3 to 5x, we have the potential to 10x with an ETF. What are your thoughts? Why would you buy Solana or Bitcoin? Well, tell me what you're buying OAX. I'm curious now. You got my attention. Now I am a Cardano whole coiner. What should I ape into next? Says CMG. Earl says, we love JV. Preach, my brother. Thank you, Earl Harris. I appreciate all your kind support, brother. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here trying to represent the women hodlers. Shout out to Lisa Brault. We need more women hodlers, and we appreciate you tuning in to the stream. Thank you. January 10th is when I sign them. Bitcoin to 250,000, says the real Gary Gensler. Well, there you have it. Mr. Gary Gensler, first and foremost, coming out here, letting us know he's signing the ETFs and that Bitcoin's going to 250,000. In fact, let's see if we can get him on the stream with us here. Mr. Gensler, are you available?
Hey, JB, it's Mr. Gensler.
Good to hear you. Is it true you're going to be signing these ETFs by January 10th and that the Bitcoin price is going to soar north of 250,000? Please be honest.
Of course I'll be honest. I'm an honest man, earning an honest living.
Well, didn't you earn over like $100 million as a Goldman Sachs insider?
Shut up, JB. That's another topic for another day.
Yeah, but let us know more about this.
So yeah, we're anticipating getting the approval. Now that Barry Silbert is stepping down, we got the Binance CEO CZ to step down. He got fined over $4 billion. The takeover is here. We're working with Mr. Lawrence Fink, CEO of BlackRock, and Abigail Johnson, the CEO of Fidelity. And now, the Goldman Sachs, Wall Street insiders are taking over Bitcoin.
Hey, Gary, I've heard enough of you, brother. Thanks for tuning in, but not what I wanted to hear, but at least you were keeping it real for once. I gotta respect that, you know what I mean? But yeah, there you have it. Every once in a while, Gary comes on the show. We do a little bit. I admire the way you handle adversarial comments. Oh, thank you on that, Green. Because I tend to read comments regardless. So, you know what I mean? Because when I start reading comments, I'm like, oh, snap. Never know what you're going to get yourself into. I don't trust you, No Hair Gensler, right? Don't bring him on this channel ever again, says Man. We're still early. Most people have no idea what's coming. Amen. JB, I'm here too. Just quiet, tired of work. Be nice to convenience store workers, especially at racetrack. We break our humps. Love to all and hope you had a great Christmas. Amen and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy New Year, JB. And I appreciate that. The real Gary Gensler just gifted $5 to the stream. Wow. I have a better voice, but I agree with it all. My homie Larry is getting in first. Thank you, real Gary Gensler. We appreciate you supporting the channel and coming out and speaking to us. Carlos, recommend Tangent Wallet. Very easy to use for the old hippies. Shout out to my hippie fam, and that's what's up. I hear good things about that wallet as well. You know what I mean? Gary Small Balls. Gary Gensler himself is an honest liar. There you go. You got to love it. Appreciate you guys. But anyways, we still got more to cover. So we just discussed the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Now let's discuss the Ethereum ETFs, right, which got pushed back, I believe, to May. Here's the latest of what's going on. The US SEC is pushing back its decision on several Ether ETFs to May 2024. The agency delayed its decision on the hashtag NASDAQ Ethereum ETF and the Grayscale Ethereum Futures ETF. The hashtag Ether ETF aims to hold both spot Ether and future contracts, while Grayscale's Ethereum Future ETF is seen as a Trojan horse that would corner the SEC into allowing Grayscale to convert its Ethereum trust into a spot Ethereum ETF. Now, in the filings, the agency said it was instituting proceedings that involve gathering further public input around whether or not the ETFs should be listed. The agency also pushed back its decision on the Van Eck Spot Ethereum ETF and the Spot Ethereum ETF lodged by Cathie Wood's ARK Invest and 21 shares. However, some analysts still expect approvals by early 2024 regarding the Bitcoin spot ETFs. So it seems like Bitcoin clearly is going to get the approval first, then they're going to worry about Ethereum after is how I'm translating this. What are your thoughts? Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seyfarth and Bal Chunes anticipate the US SEC will approve the spot Bitcoin ETF January of 2024. They still give it a 90% probability, FYI, despite multiple last minute amendments and applicants scrambling to add their proposals. Seyfarth shared his observations about BlackRock's latest spot Bitcoin ETF update, which accepted the SEC's cash redemption system instead of the in-kind redemptions or those implying non-monetary payments like BTC. The analyst noted that multiple applicants such as ARK, Bitwise, and Valkyrie have already set up the cash-only model, while some, including Grayscale and WisdomTree, still have in-kind or cash in their filings. And it seems they're not going to be accepting any of those in-kind. They're looking for the cash kind clearly, hence why they're all updating them, including BlackRock. So in mid-December, finance lawyer Scott Johnson predicted the ETF apps would eventually have to bend their knee to using the cash creation and redemption model for their ETF. That's what it seems like to me as well. The court in Montenegro canceled the extradition approval of Terraform Labs co-founder Do Kwon to either to the US or South Korea. The High Court previously determined legal requirements for Kwon's extradition November 2023, leaving the final decision to Kwon's extradition to their Minister of Justice, according to the latest decision by the appeals court, which is interesting. And we know Binance is now going to pay $2.7 billion to the CFTC. Is that in addition to like the $4.3 billion or whatever they're paying to the Department of Justice? But hey, I also just read that CZ in 2023 earned like over $30 billion. It was a headline. I didn't get to pull it up because it was a story I saw right before I went live, but let me see if that has any accuracy to it. Yeah, check it out right here. Amid legal troubles, CZ's wealth increased by $25 billion in 2023. Ain't that wild? So what's a $4 billion fine here? $2 billion fine here? If your net worth is still insane like that, like of CZ. Let me know your thoughts, fam, and what are your thoughts regarding these ETFs? Let me know in the comments right down below, and I'll read some more of your comments and your feedback, family, as I sip on some kombucha. It has to be posted in the Discord now. What are you referring to there, Will? Bitcoin spot is all that matters. Amen. We don't care about futures, of course. 2 billion peanuts. Yeah, it's just peanuts to him. Look how profitable that is. Could you imagine raking in $25 billion? And 2023 was still a year of the bear. That just means regardless of the markets, these exchanges are making a killing. And that's why I believe the big guys, the players in the space, we're looking to take over, replace EZ and get someone in there that's going to play their ball game, someone that they have control over clearly. What are your thoughts on that? Best Bitcoin cold storage are air gapped. Yeah, air gap technology is great. I know the Cold Card has air gap technology, which means you could send and receive Bitcoin without ever plugging it into a computer or without ever connecting it to the internet. Yeah, it's pretty lit. And multi-sig, there you go. Always love when I catch the live show. Thank you, ME. I appreciate that. When will we meet Nipsey? Hey, ask and you may receive. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm going to let you meet him today. EMP incoming. Matic just hit $1. Matic has been pumping. Shout out Haas Cartwright. That's a layer 2 scaling solution on the Ethereum network. Good to note. I always cry in Beach Street. This real. I've lost graffiti friends over the years. Oh, wow. For real? So you're a graffiti artist as well. Sorry to hear you lost some friends, family. That's not cool. Nice to be here again. Welcome back, Profit Taker. Need some of that cheddar. Right on. Get that cheddar then. Good stuff. ALX. Will ETFs lower the fees? No. No. In fact, if you invest in an ETF, they take approximately 1% of your stash every year. That's what I hear. According to Michael Saylor, he defined it like as 100 basis points, and he basically ultimately said over the course of a lifetime of the ETF, they're going to take roughly 20% of your position, which is roughly 1% per year. So I don't know if that's what you're referring to. So the smart way to invest in Bitcoin is just self-custody it, and you don't got to pay anything to anybody. No percentage given, and you get to hold your own keys. The other disadvantage to the ETF, if you're thinking of using one, is not your keys, not your coins, not your keys, not your cheese, as I commonly preach, which means they own your keys, right? Not you. So you got to keep that in mind. Also, it's not Bitcoin in or Bitcoin out. It's cash in and cash out. So keep all that in mind. I bought Bitcoin on Fidelity Investments, right on Inspector 8. So is Fidelity holding your Bitcoin, and what are the fees? Let me know. Just to try it out and work, but it cash withdraws only. Exactly. So you can't cash out with Bitcoin, which makes it more complicated. Where would you take profits this bull run? I want to cash out 20% and invest back and buy more for the bear market. I mean, you'd have to choose an exchange. The exchanges are the ons and off ramps. You know what I mean? So depending upon what country you're living in, we know Binance is the largest crypto exchange globally. Coinbase is the largest crypto exchange in the United States. Then there's a lot of competitors. There's Gemini, owned by the Winklevoss. There is Kraken, which is a great exchange with low fees in comparison to a lot of the others. So you got a lot of options depending upon where you live. ETH in Roth IRA, growth tax-free. Well, I do believe crypto IRAs accumulate gains tax-free. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's my understanding of it, at least. If you have a slot of UTXOs, you will have higher fees. So put Bitcoin in one address and or withdraw less frequent. Also use Lightning Network if you can. Good point, Chris. Lightning for the win. I'm late as what? Says Joe. All good. Better late than never. So the ETFs are basically a way for the big companies to get more money via cryptos. Precisely. It's for the big companies. You know what I mean? Because if you're a big company, you can't depend upon one person to self-custody it, right? Who are you going to trust? So they need to use these ETF managers. You know what I mean? Because it's someone they can collectively trust as a company. I don't sell. I just save up to buy more in the bear markets. Right on. Keep stacking them sats. AI. You pay a fee to buy Bitcoin ETF. You pay as long as you hold. Yeah, that sucks. So the fees are ongoing. You got to keep that in mind. An alternative to the ETF, according to Michael Saylor, is MicroStrategy, their stock. You could get a lot of the advantages the ETF offers without the fees because they can do more creative financing. Never use Bitcoin to buy pizza. Amen, Thomas. So like 1% fees, that's what I hear. Like 1% annually. Is that pretty accurate with you, your investment inspector? Because that's what Saylor says. Does PR tax crypto gains? if you get your Act 60 decree and you make Puerto Rico your primary residence, meaning you live on the island at least 183 days out of the year, which is virtually 6 months, then zero capital gains tax. Puerto Rico for the win. So yeah, and it doesn't even require a passport for you to relocate here. You don't need to denounce your citizenship or change your citizenship. If you're already an American citizen, you just fly on here to Puerto Rico, make this your primary residence, apply for your Act 60 decree, zero capital gains tax, and you could also benefit from 4% corporate tax versus federal income taxes if you're an entrepreneur running a business. So look into that. It's pretty lit. Fees should be less than GBTC, but still not actual BTC. Good point. GBTC is 2% fees. That's a lot, especially if you're talking about a large amount of money. 2% could add up. So keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Move your Bitcoin into self-custody. Sage advice, Will. I agree with that sentiment. I didn't read a long-term fees, so I don't know that. Right on, Inspector. You got to figure that out, of course, as they're going to continue taking these fees out of your crypto, I would imagine. I'll research it. That's right. Report back to me. Let me know. We'll update the fam. We appreciate that. But anyways, we still got a couple more stories to share. Let's discuss the hash rate hitting 520 quintillion exahashes per second on Christmas Day. And happy Kwanzaa, which I believe is officially today. I appreciate you guys during the holidays. So here we go. Headline reads, Bitcoin hash rate hits new peak, but profitability tumbles. The Bitcoin network computing power, which we call the mining hash rate, reached a new all-time high on Christmas yesterday, but has put more pressure on the miners amid the slump in profitability. December 25th, the Bitcoin hash rate reached 540. Oh, wow, even higher than I thought. 544 quintillion exahashes per second, according to blockchain.com. The data was confirmed by BitInfo Charts, which reported an average hash rate peak over the weekend. And it comes as the network hash rate have more than doubled this year, climbing 130% since January. And Bitcoin itself, price-wise, is up over 160%. So not so shabby. Over the same period, the Bitcoin hash had increased. The asset's price virtually mirrored the chart, climbing more than 150% since January 1st. That's right. Didn't we start the year off down at like 18 G's of that ballpark? Today we're at above 42, so it's been a lit year. Reflexivity Research co-founder and on-chain analyst William Clemente looked at the hash rate on the log scale, commenting, the summer 2021 China mining ban is barely a blip, and imagine fading the most secure decentralized open source monetary network on the planet. Couldn't be me. Now, a high hash rate may be nice for theoretical price models such as the implied hash adjusted price, but it is not good news for the miners who must work harder to secure the next block. The hash price, a measure of profitability, has fallen over the past week as the BRC-20 ordinal inscription craze cooled. Hash price is currently at about 9 cents per terahash per second per day, according to the hash rate index. Profitability has fallen 34% since its 2023 high of, what is that? 0.136 terahashes per second per day on December 17th. The hash price often spikes during elevated demand, causing the high transaction fees, such as during the recent inscriptions frenzy. That's right, about a week or two ago, the average transaction fee on the Bitcoin blockchain was roughly $30, but I know it has significantly dropped lower, I think back down to the $5 price range. Let me know if you guys have moved any Bitcoin around this week. Let me know what the fees were. Quoting him here, we're approaching almost an entire new year without fully clearing the Bitcoin meme pools, having sustained elevated fee pressure since February, according to Glassnode analyst checkmatey. And the network hash rate first passed the milestone of 500 quintillion exahashes per second figure late November, as reported. So there you frickin' have it. What are your thoughts regarding this hash rate? Let me know in the comments right down below, which is going to lead us to our featured story of the day, because according to the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, the implied hash adjusted price for Bitcoin is now over 400,000 per coin. So we're going to be discussing a $400,000 price action here in a bit. But first, let's do some more Q&A. Welcome everyone joining the stream. Be sure to smash the like and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. Turn on all notifications. We appreciate it. JB, what's the plan for the new year, bro? New Year's Eve, we'll be live, man. You're going to be here with us celebrating the new year for 2024? Let me know. Of course, we're still going to be having our 100K fiesta, but that's when the price action hits 100K. So make sure you're in our Discord. I power my cold storage devices every week because I heard people are losing their coins because of the device. But of course, test your seed once in a while as well. That's right. Or you may write down a seed phrase like 5 years ago, and then you misspell one of the words or something, and that could be very tricky as well. Yeah, checkmatey. That's a good username right there. Checkmate. This is chess, not checkers. So yeah, I'm ordering my cold storage today. Right on, Casey. Smart. Get that in as soon as possible. Put your crypto on the cold storage, remove it from the exchanges. Thank me later. Palm Beach Chris in the building. What up, Palm Beach Chris? What it do, crypto fam? Welcome to the live show. Vitalik's mom coin again. Mohammed every day talking about Vitalik's mom. I'm more interested in Michael Saylor's mom's coin. I used to test my seed quite often. Right on, relaxing. I did that on purpose. I gotcha. Greetings, JV. What it do, Dub Proof? Welcome, family. What good, my man? Polar Bear, man. Where's all your bear friends? Polar Bear. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to the Hodl Gang. Everyone with a star next to their name, that badge, that means you're a member of the channel. We appreciate it. Shout out to all the Hodl Gang members, MicroStrategy members, the Grayscale members, as well as Satoshi members. Thank you for supporting the channel. We appreciate that. Much love, much respect. The Trezor's in the mail. That's what's up. Trezors are awesome. Now, when you receive your wallet from Trezor, make sure it has that hologram sticker on it. If someone breaks that seal, don't use it. You know what I mean? That's a security feature they have. And I think some other cold storage devices do the same thing when shipping it in the mail. Because the worst thing that could ever happen, what if someone knew it was a Trezor and then they broke the seal and they put in basically a messed up version of your Trezor where they can take your private keys or something like that. So only ever buy the cold storage device directly from the seller. Never buy from a third party like on Amazon if it's not directly through the manufacturer. So for example, some individual can buy 10 Trezors, hypothetically speaking. They can tamper with them and then, send them to you, and then you put your private keys on it, and then they have access to it because your device was tampered with. So when you receive it in the mail, it's going to have a seal. They call it like a seal. It looks like a hologram. It's a seal. Make sure that seal is in place so it hadn't been tampered with. You know what I mean? Biden and Pelosi in prison. Send it. I'm with you on that one. Joe Mama Coin. Crypto Kiwi, welcome fam. ALXS, how does the seed phrase work? Aren't cold storage devices dependent on companies that created them? No, not at all. The Trezor, for example, it is open source and there's no backdoors. And if something hypothetically happened to the device, you just order a new device and as long as you have your private key stored somewhere safe, you can recover and get all your crypto back, even if the device malfunctioned. So that's the smartness of the cold storage. You got to make sure you back up your private keys. Now, many of these devices are going to have 24-word key phrases, and you could even add an additional 25th word for an extra layer of security. So in order to access it, you would type in that password as well. So there's extra things you can do to secure your cold storage device as well. Riding the sea wave to 44 plus, I hope, says Polar Bear. Right on. Let's go. Keystone will generate a key offline, says Inspector. What do you think about the Tangent wallet? I hear a lot of positives about it. I've never used it, so I can't speak from usage, but I hear it's good. Trezor is so popular these days. That's right, because they've been around for a long time. They got a lot of the respect of the community. I like the Trezor. I think it's a great wallet. They're inexpensive. They work well. They're tiny. I personally like the smaller ones versus the bigger ones. I know the bigger ones can have all the bells and whistles, the touch screens, but I'm old school. I like the smaller, the better. Trezor or Ledger, definitely Trez. Ledger, there's two reasons I don't recommend them no more. Number one, it's not open source from what I'm told. And number two, there's backdoors according to the founders and creators. So because of those two reasons, I'd much rather have a Trezor. Good advice about the Trezor. I didn't think about the cold storage device being compromised. Yeah, you never know. There's so many scams out there. You may go on Amazon, I'm going to order a Trezor, and then you end up buying from a private seller, and it's a third party, and then it's tampered with. They steal your crypto. Trust nobody, fam. What about Cypher Rock? I haven't heard of that one, so I can't speak about it. How to pass on the cold wallet in event of death? Good question. Maybe give your private keys to someone you trust. You know what I mean? Maybe not a bad idea if there's someone in your life that you trust enough. because how else can you pass that on? That's just one way. Maybe multi-sig could be another way where multiple people need to both, you know what I mean, have specific part of your private key to get that. I'm just thinking out loud. What are your guys' thoughts? And there's other solutions available as well. I forget the company that offers services like that, but where there is a will, there is a way, of course. Scammers, every sphere. Yeah, scammers, there's no escaping them, unfortunately. Encrypt your seed phrase and engrave it on a metal plate and then in a safe. Every electronic device can be hacked. The digital things are never saved, but you can still need it, says Jaws. I am trustworthy, says Thomas. Right on. I like to believe everyone here is trustworthy, but still trust nobody and verify everything. Put your keys on the blockchain for a specific person. Tangem gives you 3 cards which you can give to your loved ones. Oh, snap, for real. That's pretty cool. We need a smart contract to do that, says ALX. Always generate multiple seeds just to make sure it hasn't been tampered with, even if from the manufacturer, says 2 for 1. What about Kivo? I haven't used that one. Let me know your feedback on it. Make it a treasure hunt to find the seed words. There you go. But don't make it too hard now. Imagine that. You stack Bitcoins your whole life. You want to give it to a loved one. You make it too difficult to figure it out. And then everyone in the Bitcoin network gets a raise. Oh, well. Palm Beach, Chris, thanks for becoming a MicroStrategy member of the channel. I greatly appreciate your support, fam. Safe deposit box. No, do not put your keys in safe deposit boxes. Do you know the government and the bank can take whatever is in your safe deposit box at any time? They did this in Italy. They were taking everyone's assets out of the bank, including gold and whatever things you thought were safe. Nothing is safe in a safety deposit box. I want to be clear on that. Never put your private keys in a safety deposit box. That means you trust the banks and the government. 2 things I don't trust: banks, government. So yeah, no safety deposit box for your private keys. You're better off putting them somewhere else safe, because it's not safe there. That means if they want to, they can take it and then they can steal all your crypto. So I would never trust the banks with your keys. EliPal, I hear, is a great wallet. Dankness talks highly about it. So I believe that's a good one as well. Have you seen the AI version of Sailor? Yeah, I see them every day on YouTube. I'm sick and tired of these scams. Even on X, I'm seeing them now. I saw Brad Garling. I was going through Max Keiser's timeline earlier, and then an ad popped up, a Brad Garlinghouse AI created, talking about, you know what I mean, scan this code, send us your XRP, we'll send you back double. Don't believe that ish. It's all scams. There's a lot of them right now, and they must be working or they wouldn't be going so hard right now. You know what I mean? Did that in the safe deposit boxes in California too. Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me. What if they did another Gold Seizure Act like they did in 1933 in the United States again? And then they're just like, well, let's just open up all the safety deposit boxes and try to find wealth. And then they just steal it from you, right? Because the thing you got to keep in mind, if someone finds your private key, they have access to all your crypto. They don't need your device. You got to keep that in mind. So wherever you put the private key has to be secure, where no one else has access, including governments and banks. You know what I mean? Memorizing it would be a smart move. You can probably memorize a private key of 24 words within 3 days if you actually try. You know what I mean? Break it down. 24 words, what's that divided by 3? 8, 16, 24. So if you can remember 8 words a day by repeating it in your mind, not out loud, because what if your device is recording you and then you get hacked? Never say it out loud, but repetitively. They say repetition is the mother of all skill. So if you're capable of memorizing 8 words a day, and you can do that for 3 days, there you go. You got your problem solved. You know Michael Saylor memorized his private key, right? You know Max Keiser memorized his private key, right? Not rocket science. Anyone can do it. You just got to repetitively say it over and over. I think it'd probably be worth doing it. Who has the keys to Mike? That's a good question. I don't know who custodies MicroStrategy. If you guys know, let me know. Tangem works great, but I lost mine on a boat accident. Touche. Passphrase added another layer of security. That's right. So that's ultimately the 25th word I'm talking about. And many of the online not cold wallets, but the hot wallets, they're typically 12 words. 12 words would be much easier to learn, but downside, easier to hack. Not that it's easy, but easier. You know what I mean? What do you think about the Wenmoon? I don't know Wenmoon website, family. You got to enlighten me, Orlando. Can you memorize a few words? The rest, write down? You can. That's another option. Maybe you write down half a dozen words and then you remember the other half a dozen. But what I'm trying to tell you is I believe every human being is capable of remembering 24 words. I know we live in a time where it's like we don't even know anyone's phone number because we don't have to. It's all programmed on the phone. But if you actually try, you're capable. I truly believe every human being is capable of memorizing a few words. Not rocket science, but you just, again, repetition is the mother of all skill. Maybe you spend an hour repeating it in your mind over and over and over and over, and then you go for a walk, you take your dog for a walk, and then you just practice it in your mind. And once you got the first 8 words, you go to the next and the next. And maybe you'll get all 24 words in one day. Who knows? I mean, even if it took you 24 days and you could remember 1 word a day and just add a word a day, I'm just letting you know the different ways. It's a probability. It's very possible, very doable. So don't think you can't memorize 24 words. It's very possible. However, you got to keep in mind, if you hypothetically destroyed your device or you lost it in a boat accident, it happens. And the only way to retrieve your seed phrase is your mind. You have to have confidence, extreme confidence in your mental capacity that you'll never forget it. Because what would happen if you forgot your private key and you lost your device in a boating accident? You don't want that to happen. So be smart about this. But anyways, I digress. Let's now dive into our featured story of the day and discuss the implied hash adjusted price for Bitcoin is now over $400,000 per coin, as per the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser. And welcome everyone just tuning into the live show. We appreciate everyone's support. So yeah, Max just tweeted this on Christmas Day. Implied hash adjusted price for Bitcoin is now over 400,000 per coin. This was off the back of the new record Bitcoin hash rate surpassing 520 quintillion exahashes per second. Look how sexy this is. Holy moly. Talk about just going straight up vertical. I personally cannot wait until the price action does this on a candle with the God candle. Send it and let's go. Some other interesting tweets. Max Keiser reaffirms his Bitcoin price prediction of 400,000 all the way back in September of 2020. That's right. I've been covering all the predictions of Max throughout the years, and he has been preaching 400,000 for quite some time. He also tweeted back in November, Bitcoin is self-aware and fighting AI on behalf of humanity. The hash, talking about the hash rate, precedes the price. The hash adjusted price is close to $400,000. He also tweeted, as the global bond market melts down, all it would take is for 7 to 8% of that fleeing bond money to flow into Bitcoin, to 20x Bitcoin to $400,000 per coin. And really quick, just run the math from $50,000, because this is actually a tweet back from last year in September of 2022. From $50,000, family, for us to hit $1 million a coin is just 20x. And if you start just, again, thinking out loud, basic math, to 20x is just 10x times 2. So hypothetically speaking, we can 10x the cycle from the current price action, and that's halfway there, right? And another 10x, we're going to blow past $1 million per coin. So anything is possible with Bitcoin especially. He also wrote 220,000 in 2022 is still in play, driven by the bond apocalypse. Clearly, we didn't hit $220,000 in 2022, but I still feel that target is likely to come into play in 2024. Let me know your thoughts. He wrote here this morning, capitulation is here. The fiat money world has thrown in the towel. Now, the few with the resources are building Bitcoin positions as fast as possible under $1 million BTC. And he's quoting this article here from Buttonwood. Why Bitcoin is up almost 150% this year, introducing the cockroach theory of crypto. So there you have it. There's a cockroach theory. Also, I'm going to be sharing with you a little bonus story of Anthony Scaramucci predicting Bitcoin hitting 400,000 per coin, along with 1 billion global users. But first, I promise to dig a little deeper down the rabbit hole. I want to read this thread that Max started on December 20th because he updated it today, referring to the Barry Silbert stepping down and resigning from the digital currency group, which is Grayscale and their GBTC product, the largest hodler of Bitcoin in the world. So here's quoting Max. In 40 years of finance, I have never seen such coordination and cooperation by so many financial institutions working hand in glove with the regulators and politicians as I'm seeing with the coming wave of Bitcoin ETFs. I think we may be in for an unwelcome surprise. Now here's some clarity what he's talking about. Seems like these Bitcoin ETFs have all agreed to cash in, cash out. Investors will track the price but have no claim on actual BTC, a fiat money version of Bitcoin. Simultaneously, Washington is apparently looking to ban self-custody. If this is true, it's exceptional due to the size of the highly coordinated bait and switch by Wall Street and Washington. The best way to beat them is to move to Bitcoin country, El Salvador. And this was off the back of the news that Swan shared here just in. Firms are anticipating a decision from the SEC on Bitcoin spot ETFs shortly after January 8th. They are optimistic about approval, but with a caveat. Unlike typical ETFs, this Bitcoin ETF would require shares to be purchased exclusively with cash. This requirement stems from the SEC's concerns about ETFs potentially being used for money laundering. A detailed report on this development is expected soon. Now, as if fiat money isn't used every day for money laundering, and JP Morgan Chase didn't have to pay $38 billion in fine for money laundering. But anyways, he continues. The timing of this is also interesting. A conspiracy theorist might say these 69,000 Bitcoin are now a key part of the collateral backing these ETF rollouts, referring to the Bitcoin confiscated from Silk Road. The government and proxies get the benefit of the price appreciation on their actual Bitcoin as billions flow into the new fake Bitcoin ETFs. This was on the back of the news that Gaber Gerbach shared December 20th. U.S. Appeals Court approved the forfeiture of over 69,000 Bitcoin from the Silk Road case. People are speculating if and when the U.S. government would sell the coins. I wonder why one can just print money would actually sell hard assets. Just a thought. And I think he makes a great point there. Now, there's more in the thread. Let me find it here. GBTC has approximately 600,000 Bitcoin. The deal with the government to get the ETF approval via the SEC and Gensler, and remember, Barry has been caught engaging in accounting irregularities, so needs a friend in the DOJ. It is to make those Bitcoin easily available in the government in certain circumstances, like an economic emergency that is 100% already baked into the cake. So there he's calling it. And this was back December 21st. Now remember, today I read a headline that Barry Silbert is stepping down as the head of Grayscale, which makes it even more interesting. And I think Max is right on this. This is highly unusual, supports my theory. We'll find out soon enough. And this was off the back of the headline. SEC holding a rare conference call today with all the spot Bitcoin ETF applicants discussing it must be cash in, cash out, meaning they're not accepting Bitcoin in or Bitcoin out for their ETF. Then he said unprecedented, and again, showing you all the largest asset managers meeting up with the SEC. So clearly some coordination and cooperation is happening in real time. And as he shared here, he updated us this morning. Something wicked this way is a-coming. Off the headline, Barry Silbert resigning as Grayscale chairman. This was baked into the cake, and Max called that last week before it was a headline. So massive kudos and shout outs to Max Keiser, the one and only high priest of Bitcoin. Now for the headline, Bitcoin to 400,000 as per Max Keiser. That's where he believes the Bitcoin price should be according to the current hash rate. So let's discuss this, and then I'm going to give you the bonus story of Scaramucci predicting $400,000 per coin. Be sure to smash those likes, fam. On Christmas Day, the Bitcoin network achieved a historic milestone, recording the all-time high mining hash rate of 544 quintillion exahashes per second. This surge reflecting the remarkable increase of the hash rate since the year's commencement, echoing the digital asset impressive price trajectory, which had soared 160% year to date. Let's go. Now, Max, as we all know, is the high priest of El Salvador, recently took to social media suggesting the implied hash rate price of Bitcoin surpassing 400,000 per coin. And while this sparks speculation about potential price models, the practical implications are exerting increasing pressure on miners grappling with a substantial dip in profitability. But the miners know at the same time, this is bullish because every halving, what happens to the price, even though the miner rewards are cut in half, the price always does more than 2x. So you already know. And also, I shared breaking news, I think 2 episodes ago on the pod, that Russia, the largest miner, is setting up a mining hub in Ethiopia, Africa. Why? Electricity must be cheap out there. So China, Russia is coming on board already doing Bitcoin-related deals as the game theory continues in full effect. Now, the parallel surge in both the hash rate of the Bitcoin price presents a paradox for the mining community. A heightened hash rate signifies that miners must intensify their efforts to secure the next block, translating into elevated operational costs and a challenging operational landscape. So there you have it. I mean, I think miners are going to be loving their profitability in 2024, but let me know your thoughts. Now for our bonus story of the day, I transcribed something Anthony Scaramucci shared in which he believes Bitcoin of 400,000 as well as 1 billion users on the blockchain. So what does Bitcoin look like at 1 billion users? Quoting Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital, I'm going to be very simplistic. 1 billion users is roughly 8x more than where we are right now. Bitcoin actually think we are undervalued and technically oversold here. So I would have thought the Bitcoin would be where we are in terms of users at 50,000. So intrinsic fair value to me would be 400,000 per coin. Interesting, as it's right in alignment with Max Keiser, right? I'd add 1 billion users because again, you have a fixed supply and you've got less than 21 million coins available. So you and I both know that the mining finishes in the year 2140 when the last Bitcoin will be mined. But you've also have a lot of lost coins in the process of adoption. We probably got 2 to 3 million coins that have been misplaced. Now, if I was to estimate, I'd say it's probably closer to 4 to 5 million because so many people lost Bitcoin in the early years. You know, Satoshi's wallet's known to hold roughly 1.1 million collectively. So that number could be even higher, which means there's never going to be 21 million Bitcoin actually circulating. It may be closer to like 17 or 16 million, just FYI. They can be in a landfill. They can be in an old BlackBerry or somebody's laptop back from 2010. Like an Alex Jones, he claims the 10,000 Bitcoin that Max gifted him on the laptop, he can't find it. It's gone, if you believe him. So the result of which would probably have about 18 million coins in the universe. So there are 48 million millionaires on planet Earth, according to JP Morgan. Well, there's only 18 million Bitcoins in existence. Let that sink in. You don't even have enough Bitcoins for every millionaire on the planet Earth to just own one coin. So you can't tell me that the scarcity properties of this are not going to drive the prices higher. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the mooch himself, Anthony Scaramucci, as well as Max Keiser, regarding that the implied hash rate adjusted price right now for Bitcoin is 400,000 per coin, ultimately saying we should be 10x where the price action is right now. And how realistic do you feel it will be for Bitcoin to 10x this cycle from the current price action? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's enter our live Q&A session and let's get this mofo lit. 32,000 will be bought up faster than you can transfer fiat to buy the dip, says Will. Right on. Anytime you mention Scaramucci, you need to play the Queen song. What song are we talking about there? It's the mooch, the one and only. What percentage of available Bitcoin will be put on the market when Bitcoin hits 100,000? I think there's not going to be much. I think we have a very real supply shock, in 2024. I think it's going to be way more difficult to get your hands on Bitcoin when you have asset managers racing, you know what I mean? Over 30 trillion in assets under management looking to get positions in Bitcoin. At the same time, sovereign wealth funds are rumored to be converting their like Qatar, $500 billion in a sovereign wealth fund looking to convert it into Bitcoin. You have nation state adoption. You have countries like Suriname looking to put 1% of the money on the balance sheet of their central bank into Bitcoin. We have countries like Argentina looking to embrace Bitcoin with Javier Milei, you know what I mean, at the realm now, at the, you know what I mean, as the new president, El Loco. We have countries like Colombia. The president is a Bitcoin hodler. We know that for a fact because Samson Mao gifted the president of Colombia 100,000 Satoshis. We have other countries like Mexico potentially looking to adopt Bitcoin as the legal tender. So you have nation state adoption. You have institutional FOMO. You have a real supply shock incoming. We have ETF approvals likely within a couple of weeks. We have Bitcoin halving 2024 occurring in roughly 3.5 months, mid-April. It's about to get lit. What are your thoughts? These exchanges with their derivatives can still F up the price with too much leverage and manipulation. Yeah. So to repeat, 10x from now would get 420,000. Happy 420. Yeah. You only need, what is that? Let's see. You only need 2.5x to get to 1 million. That's right. Pretty much, family. Weekly ranges are now 500,000 so far, 2,000, still have 3,000 down to go. I won't sell my Bitcoin even for $1 million. I only make deals in Bitcoin. Love it, Kepler 89. Keep it 100. So where does the crypto sit when you get a loan with it? And whoever you get the loan from. So for example, I got a Bitcoin backed loan to purchase this house, right? from BlockFi back when they were in business. Unfortunately, they filed for, I think, Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They got screwed by FTX, like many other companies. And so you have to send your Bitcoin you're using as collateral to them. They hold it. And typically, you got to send twice the value of what you're borrowing. So hypothetically speaking, if my house costs $1 million, that would mean I'd have to send $2 million worth of Bitcoin to the person giving me the loan. Within 24 hours, they give me the loan because Bitcoin is pristine collateral. It's just, yo, give me the Bitcoin, we give you the money. No games. Borrowing money from a bank, you know what I mean? If you want to finance your house through a loan, it's like 3 months of paperwork. You know what I mean? Incredible. So when I had that opportunity, I'm like, yeah, Bitcoin backed loan sounds good. And so yeah, they hold it as collateral. And then once you pay back the loan, you get all your collateral back. If you don't pay back the loan, you lose all your collateral. So there's a risk factor baked in. You have to keep that in mind. You know what I mean? I was fortunate to be able to pay off my loan and get my collateral back before losing it in a boating accident. But it was a close call. There was a, what is it called? A margin call. So for example, when I got my loan, I think Bitcoin was like $40,000. And then when we dropped to 30,000, I got a margin call saying, if we drop to 25, you will get liquidated unless you add more Bitcoin as collateral. And I had to make a decision. Do I pay off this loan or do I chance it and hope we don't drop to 25,000 and I lose everything? And fortunately, I was in a position to pay off the loan. I got my collateral back, and that was before the company ended up going bankrupt. And now I own my house thanks to Bitcoin. No way I'm parting with my biddies, especially to a bank. Amen. No boating accident like the lunatic. Lunatic. I am mortgaging my house for Bitcoin. Well, you got to do what you got to do. Damn, JV has a what? No, I lost all mine in a boating accident, big dog. I have the house instead. What up, bro? What up, Zamir? The more you value Bitcoin rises, the less Bitcoin you have to send. Exactly. Good point there. Best scenario, ETF not approved. The price goes back down to 25. We buy the dip, then the ETF approved in July. We'll have time to buy more. Yeah, there's always a silver lining. So the silver lining, we don't get the ETF approval. You have an opportunity to buy sats on the low for when the approval actually comes. And by the time the ETF or the halving actually occurs in April. Yeah, I had a close call. It was a big decision I had to make, and I made the right decision. I'm very grateful for that. But it was close. You know what I mean? Could have went awfully wrong there. A sell the news dip would be nice. Ideal in properties in the UAE using Bitcoin. That's what's up. That's awesome, family. Buying real estate with Bitcoin is the future. Bitcoiners won't get out of bed for anything less than a half a Bitcoin soon. Can't trust these crypto lenders. Pretty much. That's another thing to consider. Very risky there. Anytime Bitcoin is not in your possession, there's a major risk factor. You got to keep that in mind. There's risks associated with everything. What did you get for Christmas? Honestly, my mom bought me that Curry jersey I rocked yesterday and the shorts to match, a nice little NBA outfit. I got my daughter a PlayStation 5 and a new MacBook Air. Those were her big surprises, along with 40 smaller gifts. And Nipsey got some stuff too. But for us, it's all about my child. You know what I mean? Christmas is all about her, 100%. Let's go, JV. It's good to join the family. Welcome, Myra. Appreciate tuning in to the live Q&A session. Pod episode number 1503. Salute, family. Hopefully you guys had an incredible Christmas and you guys have an incredible New Year's. What up, Casey? Do you feel that having greatly drops the price as a means to scare off the many to gain position? Typically, I think a lot of it's designed that way to scare people out. And when everyone writes off Bitcoin is when we moon. What happened during the regional banking crisis earlier in the year? Everyone wrote off Bitcoin, especially the mainstream. But Bitcoin acted tremendously because it's on its own vector. So while everything was crashing, Bitcoin just went to the moon, right? So something similar could happen. Same with COVID. Everyone was writing off Bitcoin. It dumped in 2020 from like 9,000-ish down to the 3,000 to 4,000 range. Everyone said Bitcoin's going to go to, a few $1,000s. like 2,000. I'm like, no freaking way. I seized that opportunity and I purchased as much Bitcoin as I can in 2020. You know what I mean? Because of that, I'm like, when are we going to see $3,000 Bitcoin ever again? Never. And lo and behold, look at us today. 42,000, family. Well, we know JB. Silas. You can use an exchange and not a bank to buy assets with Bitcoin, a house or a car. And also there's now decentralized protocols like Aave and decentralized finance. You can actually borrow against your Bitcoin or whatever crypto for that matter. What were you doing before crypto? Wow, that's a good question. Just an entrepreneur living my best life. Simple. How can I play with my house? I own our right, bought it in cash, says KJam. Well, if you got a loan against your house, that would be one way to do it. I just hate traditional banking system and dealing with banks and borrowing money. So I have no desire to borrow money against my house to buy more Bitcoin. But you could do that theoretically. You know what I mean? But you got to be careful. If you ever do borrow money to buy Bitcoin, like Sailor suggests, make sure you have a way of paying it back. That's the key, or it's going to destroy your credit in the process. BNB flips Solana soon. Solana's market cap has been zooming. Profit. But with leverage, there is the orange limit in the cloud after the leverage flush and the healthy dip of the price. Bitcoin keeps up the price gain. Word up. 8 to 9% for a loan against your house. Yeah, the interest rates right now are just insane. I would never want to have a 9% mortgage interest rate. The mortgage is nuts. But clearly, Bitcoin's going to outpace that. So you got to kind of, you know what I mean, contemplate that as well. I was afraid to buy Bitcoin at 1,000. You for real, George? Are you still afraid? What's the worst investment in crypto you ever made? I'm sure I've gotten wrecked on some altcoins in the very beginning. Who hasn't? I've also done well with some altcoins, which I converted into Bitcoin. So it's give or take. I was afraid to buy a 4,000 at one point, says Rock. Sorry, RBTC 0. What's RBTC? Is that another version of Bitcoin? Percentage back loans. Understanding Bitcoin takes a lot of time. Yeah, maybe. To some people, I would say. I lost money in Voyager. Sorry to hear that. I know Voyager and Celsius, all of those things are no longer here. Basically, anything that was paying a yield, even Gemini, what was it called? Gemini Earn. Regulators attack them all. So if they didn't go under for being shady, they got hit by the regulators, and the regulators don't like that. Do you really think so? Nothing would surprise me, to be very honest. T-Man, having won't happen. Are you kidding me? It's baked into the protocol. It has to happen. It happens at a certain block, and we're on track to hit that block mid-April. So the halving will definitely happen, family. Unless it's the end of the world, then it's a whole nother topic. Got wrecked on Gala. Damn. Palm. Hello, is Trezor ever going to support BSC coins? Is that the Binance Smart Chain? I don't know, honestly. I have no clue. That'd be a good question for Trezor support. Do you feel like we should be jumping onto Ethereum as this big? I'm the opposite. I converted most of my Ethereum to Bitcoin because I feel Bitcoin will outpace Ethereum. I could be completely wrong. You know what I mean? Previous cycles, Ethereum have outpaced Bitcoin, but I don't feel as comfortable holding a large portion of Bitcoin or Ethereum in my portfolio anymore since they switched their protocol. Because I kind of lost all trust and respect for their protocol. You know what I mean? When they moved from proof of work to proof of stake. And considering they're in cahoots with the World Economic Forum, Vitalik is a very shady or interesting individual. I just don't trust them the same way I trust Bitcoin. Best hot wallet? That's a good question. What do you guys think for that one? I'll tell you one wallet I don't recommend is the MetaMask wallet. Not a fan. You know what I mean? 420,000 block set for April 20th. 420! Get out of here, KJM. We're going to celebrate 420 for real, for real. 2024 will be the year that DeFi on Bitcoin happens. With less than 2 milli on the exchanges, will the Reels of Mt. Gox, hodling hurt our cause, or will the government hodl? That's a good question. According to Max, they may hodl it and give it to BlackRock to hold it as a back for their ETF. Who knows? It'll be interesting. But anyways, family, we've been going now for an hour and 40 minutes, so we got to get to the uncensored version of the show. So we're going to end the YouTube stream, and I highly encourage you to join us over on Rumble. If you don't know, I stream simultaneously live every single day on YouTube and Rumble. Rumble being the uncensored version of the show where we do our JV Reacts. So I highly encourage you to join us now on Rumble as we end the YouTube stream. It's been lit. And reminder, I'll be back on YouTube for the edited version of the live show, streamlined, just pure content, no Q&A. That'll be tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. But now, head on over to Rumble, and let's get this mofo lit with the uncensored version of Crypto News Alerts. It's been fun, YouTube.